Half the people in this chat, if their life was put under a microscope, rage. Trust me when I tell you, your life in a microscope is not always a good thing. It's not. Because people say the craziest things about you because they think they know you. They don't. Me, I try to get as close as I can to people who listen to me. And that's probably my fault. Because most people who are on the air are bullshit artists. I can't. I'm not a very good liar. I don't lie very well. I can't. People know it immediately. Because I'm not a conniver. Just not. All right. Let's get to our all-pro team. Here is the Big Sills. Halfway point, mid-season, all-pro team. Let's start with the offense. Right tackle. Lane Johnson, Philadelphia Eagles. Playing great ball. Last week, a little bit against the Texans. Kind of gave up some pressures. All in all, he's played spectacular. He's played spectacular. Right guard. Chris Lindstrom, Atlanta. One of the reasons why the Atlanta Falcons are leading that division in the NFC South, they've improved that old line. This kid's having a hell of a season. He is a good-looking football player. Atlanta got better in their lines. That's why they're starting to beat teams. That's why they're getting better. And Marcus Mariota's benefiting a little bit from it. No, the center. Creed Humphrey, Kansas City, best center in the sport. Kid in Detroit is also very good. And, of course, Jason Kelce. Those three guys are your dominant centers in the league. But right now, Creed Humphrey is playing the best center of anybody in the NFL. Really a great-looking football player. Left guard, Joe Pitano, Cleveland Browns. One of the reasons that they're an excellent run game and one of the absolutely great run attacks is because they got some really good players in that offensive line. Left tackle. Here's a stunner. This would be a place where I'd put Trent Williams, but because he's missed so much ball, you can't put him in there. He's missed a ton of ball games. This is one of the reasons why the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley are playing well, in my opinion, is because of the fact that Andrew Thomas is playing great ball. He's a good-looking left tackle. I mean, he is on the midway point of the season all-pro team for me. Love him. Tight end. On the Big Sills all-pro mid-season, midway point all-pro team, Travis Kelce, Kansas City. He has to be putting up this type of season to hold off Dallas Goedert. Okay? Dallas Goedert's in the conversation. Kelsey's having a better season. In the slot, wide receiver, A.J. Brown, Philadelphia Eagles. Absolutely having a great year. Wide receiver, I'm going with a 3 wide receiver set. One back. Stephon Diggs. Wide receiver, Buffalo Bills. The other wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins. Running back, Tennessee Titans. The King returns, Derrick Henry. And your quarterback on the Big Sills All-Pro mid-season team, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. So your offense, right tackle Lane Johnson, Eagles. Chris Lindstrom, Falcons, right guard. Creed Humphrey, your center from Kansas City. Joel Bitonio from Cleveland, your left guard. Andrew Thomas, left tackle, New York Giants. Your slot wideout, A.J. Brown, Eagles. Your tight end is Travis Kelce, tight end, Kansas City. Wide receiver, Stephon Diggs, Buffalo Bills. The other wideout is Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins. And your running back is Derrick Henry, and your quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Now to the defense. I thought about this last night. I'm going to play with a flex, my team. My flex DB is Jack Jones, New England Patriots. They got a hell of a secondary up there. They're not winning a ton of ball games with their offense. They are winning some games up there with their defense. They got a pretty good secondary, and Belichick has been known for that. Safety, Derwin James, best in the game. Los Angeles Chargers, former Florida State Seminole. Can he play? And he is a hitter. Man, okay? The other safety, Malik Hooker, Dallas Cowboys. Kid's good. Kid's good. Actually, I think he's outplaying Diggs in the secondary. Here's your corners. Sauce Gardner, New York Jets. This is all you got to say about Sauce Gardner. Watch him. And you'll see why people look at him. I'll tell you what, I didn't know how good he was at Cincinnati when he was in college, but he is a ball player. That kid is good. And I don't want to use the word great on a rookie, but that kid is good. The other corner, Big Sil's midseason All-Pro team. Darius Slay, Philadelphia Eagles. Having a great year. And I said yesterday that I think he should be in consideration, in my opinion, for the NFL. In my opinion, I think he should be in the conversation for the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. But because nobody respects the Eagles outside nationally, I had to bring it up yesterday for somebody to even go, oh, yeah, that's a great – why haven't I thought about that? Yeah, because everybody's kissing the ass of Michael Parsons in Dallas. And yet that Cowboy defense gave up 240 yards rushing to the Chicago Bears. How can you be the Defensive Player of the Year when you're on a team that can't stop the run? I find – it blows my mind. Here are your linebackers. Levante David, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of the very few bright spots on that Todd Bowles defense. The other linebacker, who I think is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner, Los Angeles Rams. Like to put Fred in there, Fred Warner from the Niners, but he's missed a little bit too much ball for me to go in there. Here's your edge rushers. Micah Parsons, Dallas Cowboys. He is having a good year. If I were the Cowboys and I was Dan Quinn, I wouldn't drop him so much in coverage, but okay. The other edge rusher, Myles Garrett, Cleveland Browns. Heck of a ball player. Here's my 2 D tackles. Jeffrey Simmons, Tennessee. And a guy who's going to get a lot of run for Defensive Player of the Year, Quentin Williams, New York Jets. He is a wrecking ball. That Jets defense gets after folks. You got a great cover corner, and you got a great pass rusher. That seems to be the recipe for stopping teams right now. It just seems to be a recipe for it. So, Jack Jones in my flex spot in the secondary, New England. Derwin James at safety, Los Angeles Chargers. Malik Hooker, Dallas Cowboys, safety. Sauce Gardner, New York Jets, corner. Darius Slay, Philadelphia Eagles, linebackers. Levante David, Buccaneers. Bobby Wagner, Rams. Edge rushers, Michael Parsons, Cowboys. Myles Garrett, the other edge. And your 2 interior guys, Jeffrey Simmons, Tennessee Titans, and Quentin Williams, New York Jets. You put any game film on with these guys, these are your elite dudes that are playing right now in the NFL. And I'll tell you, the kid, Malik Hooker, is playing really great ball too. Has been a factor on that defense in the secondary. If I were to pick out of this, the offensive MVP at the midway point, but here in my offense, I think Tyreek Hill is the MVP offensively. Right now, would you not say this? In the NFL, the offensive player of the year at the midway point is Tyreek Hill. Or who would you pick someone else? Hill's on pace to do historic things. Okay? He's on pace to do historic things. When you think Tyreek Hill, of all the players in the league offensively, that would be considered your Mahomes more impressive over Tyreek? How many touchdowns does he have? Does Mahomes have? It's got to be over 20, right? A.J. Brown is not more impressive than Tyreek Hill. C.J. leading the league in picks, not an all-pro safety. He'll make second or third team. Who do you want me to replace him with? Derwin James? C.J.'s not better than Derwin James. Not happening. And the kid Hooker, I think, is playing better. By the way, you've heard me raving about CJ. I think he's playing great for what they've asked him to do. He's a corner. And Sheldon, that's the key. Hooker hits people, puts people on the ground. CJ's not the greatest tackler on the planet. He's not. He's not the greatest tackler. Okay? He's not. Most of these guys here get people on the ground, too. They're really good tacklers. Yeah, CJ doesn't really tackle very many people. Not that hot. I'll tell you what, if I were to pick the defensive player of the year right now, here's who I would put in order. Let me do top 3. The 3 best defensive players right now at the midway point. Boy, I like Quentin Williams with the Jets. Boy, I'm with you. I'm with you, Sheldon. How do you not have Quentin Williams? I think his impact on that Jets team has been absolutely enormous. And I just don't want to be a guy that falls in line with what everyone else is doing when it comes to Micah Parsons. I look at Micah Parsons, and I want to say this one more time to you here. Micah Parsons, I think he's a really good football player. But when I watch Michael Parsons play, is he the most destructive player in the game defensively? He's the guy that he's awful good. That's another great point. What's a tougher position to play? Edge rusher or lockdown corner? No question, lockdown corner. Personally, I think lockdown corner is the hardest position to play in the NFL. Playing cornerback, you're running backwards the majority of the game. You're running backwards with world-class sprinters. And you've got to somehow not get pass interference called on you in today's NFL. How do you do that? I tell everyone this. You want to get a good sense of what that is? Get the fastest guy in your cul-de-sac and run backwards for 60 minutes of football. Just keep running backwards and see how that feels and see how many times that you could stop a guy from catching a football. I mean, you have got to be. I just think Quentin Williams has been playing great. So if I had to put my 3 here, I would put Michael Parsons, Darius Slay, and Quentin Williams. Those would be my 3 right now for the midseason point. Player of the year on defense. Parsons, Cowboys, Slay, Eagles, Quentin Williams, New York Jets. You're running backwards, and they only let one white guy in 20 years play back there. The kid from New York, right? Is that what you're Hey, Joseph, the kid from New York, I forget his name. Is that who you're talking about? Funny. What was that kid's name from New York? I forget, man. I forget that guy's name. Joseph, who was he? Yeah, right, Seahorn. Jason Seahorn. Yeah, Jason Seahorn. That's right, man. I forgot. Even Shannon Sharp used to go, "What are you doing back here?" That's hilarious. Offensively, hey, by the way, Jalen Hurts, second or third team All-Pro on the Big Sills team. Got to put Josh Allen. Josh Allen second. Is Jalen third? Let me think. Is Jalen third? Jalen going to be on the All-Pro team? Because it's 3 teams. You think that Jalen makes the third? Wait a minute. I thought Archuleta was a safety. What other quarterback would you put ahead of Jalen Hurts for third team? He makes the third team. That's money. Let's see. It's going to go Mahomes, Allen. Would you put Cousins ahead of him? He outplayed Cousins. Can't put Murray ahead of him. Who would go ahead of Jalen? Just like the NBA. Oh, Lamar. You're right. Jalen doesn't make the All-Pro team. It's Lamar Jackson. Shit, you might even go like this, depending how the season ends. You may go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and then Jalen. Look at that, though. Xander said this a couple weeks ago. Look at the names Jalen's being brought up into the conversation with. How about this? Will Jalen Hurts be the starting quarterback for the NFC? Oh, that's right. They're not playing the Pro Bowl. They're doing some other thing. But will he be the Pro Bowl starting quarterback? I don't know how they're going to do that this year. For the record, I don't know how they're going to do that. I have no idea how they're going to play that out because they're not having the game. They're doing skill stuff, but I think they're still naming a team. So would he be the starting quarterback for the All-Pro team or the Pro Bowl team? Yeah. Anybody else playing better football in the NFC than him right now? Kyler Murray's not. Cousins is playing good, but he got outplayed by him. I think you hold that against Cousins. Shit the bet on that Monday night. Dak. Oh, there it is. Media will vote Dak because they don't believe in Jalen. See, Jalen, man, this is the stuff that I started the show out with. You think Jalen Hurts is going to get all of a sudden all this love and whatever? No way. It's not how it works. That's not. People in Detroit don't look at Hurts and go, that's elite. People in Pittsburgh don't say that. I'm talking media. They don't say that. Almost outplayed by Heineke. Shit, he lost to Daniel Jones last year. Back of the pack, Dak. Hey, that's true. That's right. Hey, by the way, we're talking about Jalen Hurts through 8 games here. We're not talking about anything that he's done yet, that you get the equity to go over Lamar or Allen or any of these other guys. You know, they've done nothing. They've done nothing, actually. Am I right? Allen's won a couple playoff games. Hurts hasn't won one yet. I mean, we got to get somewhere there first. You mean whack Dak? Hey, I don't like Dak Prescott either, dude. What's Lamar done? He's won a unanimous MVP, led the NFL in passing yards, and he's won 75% of his games. What's Allen done? Won a couple playoff games, taking his team to, I think, a conference championship game. Won a division title already. I mean, I don't know. What's Jalen done? Far from those guys. Okay, I mean, really, far from them guy. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't won anything yet. Those guys at least have something tangible to hold on to. Hey, music. Not only does Lamar have 100 TDs, okay, he's got a unanimous MVP award. He's 25 years old. And hey, that goes into this. I wrote this down too. Let me transition into this. That way to go, man. Division title? How about you win one playoff game? Sills, Allen or Lamar? God. Hey, Allen over Lamar, no question. Allen or Lamar? I said division title, jackass. Not division title. That's a conference title. Who do you think won the division in the AFC East last year? Miami? Allen won a division title. Okay? And he's won a playoff game. Your boys won nothing. Lamar wins more and played in a tougher division. Okay. Let me transition into this. Who's got the most to play for this year? I'm going to name some names here. Tua, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, which one of these guys has the most to gain? Which one? Tua Tagovailoa, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, or Daniel Jones? Let's look at this for a minute. What's Tua playing for right now? He is so – I'll tell you what. I almost said it. He's really playing good. I mean, the weapons that they have spent and put in that offense, the Miami Dolphins look completely different than they did a year ago. I get it too, man. You add in a – how about this? Tyreek Hill's playing better football in Miami than he did when he was with Patrick Mahomes. Drew, I said, who's got more to gain here? He's got more to gain. The coach that they have down there in Miami, let me say this to you. Is Tyreek Hill playing better football with Tua Tagovailoa than he is or did with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? And don't tell me, well, he's the only target. That ain't true. You got another kid on the other side who's on pace for a big year. And Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is no slouch. That kid's putting up numbers too. I mean, you got a new version of Duper and Clayton in Miami. And Tagovailoa is completely taking advantage of this. Okay? Waddle is number 5 in NFL in yards. Xander saying, look, get this. If you're remember when Tyreek Hill, and I went like this guy's an ass. Remember when he said this? Tua is more accurate than Mahomes. Didn't we all laugh? I know I did. Nobody in their mind went like this. Remember, Tyreek Hill was tooting the horn of Tua, going like this. This guy, man, he's better than you think. Hey, this guy's more accurate than Mahomes. Hey, this guy here, I'm telling you, he's going to have a big year. Sheldon, right? He wasn't lying. The problem is durability and availability with him. Okay? Jesse goes, Sills, would you keep Tua or trade for? Dude, I know that this is the question. We're gonna circle back and we're gonna pick a guy here. That guy is playing for the face of the franchise in Miami, and he's doing it. I'll make a point to you. He's more impressive than what Jalen's doing. This guy's getting the football to 2 guys every game. I mean, when you look at a stat line for Dolphins, 10 catches. Wasn't there a game this year that both guys had over 11, 13 catches in a ball game? The game he threw for almost 500 yards. Hey, I'll tell you what. I haven't seen an Eagle game where I've seen a boatload of passes going to everybody. You watch a Miami Dolphin game, Tagovailoa spreads it around, man. He does. He spreads it around. The coach down there, he's a better passer. Jalen's more complete. I told you that. Okay? I want to talk about Lamar next. But these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that have a boatload of stuff to play for here. Okay? Okay? No. It's good. It's good here because I got a lot more to say here, Xander. Let's take a short time out here. We'll reset it. And the question again, I want you to think about it. Tua, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, we'll get to Jalen. Geno Smith, Daniel Jones. Who's got the most to play for this year? Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.
It's a fall car fest.